Remember, we had a long talk yesterday about the system, about how the system protects itself. And look, this has been a huge problem throughout Donald Trump's presidency. And it's one, I'll be honest with you, I've yelled about. I've yelled at him about. I've been screaming about it. Donald Trump hires some horrible people. And he has hired some horrible people. Omarosa, Anthony Scaramucci, come on. We can do better than that. However, it's not like he's some bumbling buffoon who can't seem to find anybody decent. Yes, he's made some terrible hires, but as Dave Reboy, who comes on this show often, has made the point repeatedly, there are only so many people out there. I mean, you think that you have 10,000 people to choose from when you're picking Secretary of Defense, Director of the FBI, and so on. You don't. You have a small pool of people. And if all the people in your pool are from the system, are of the system, then the chances are, if you're Donald Trump and you are a shock to the system, as he is, you're going to hire people who oppose you. We're not even talking about all the holdovers from Obama and Bush. We're talking about people Trump has hired. You're going to hire people who oppose you. You know how difficult that is? You know how difficult that is to not be able to trust your subordinates? Let's see here. I need a new director of the FBI. That last one sucked. Comey was an idiot. Give me a new director of the FBI. Oh, yeah, you know what? Christopher Wray. Let's hire Christopher Wray. That guy's a useless idiot. That guy's done nothing right and hasn't been on Trump's side ever. That's the moron going before Congress testifying that white supremacy is the biggest domestic terror threat. Have you ever seen a white supremacist actually laid eyes on one? I've never seen one, and I'm white. I've never seen one. We have people, Antifa, Black Lives Matter, shooting people in the head in the street and looting. Well, we definitely have a white supremacist problem. That's how big of an idiot this guy is. And when it comes to things like Afghanistan, you're Donald Trump. You believe in a different foreign policy. Your foreign policy is not the system's foreign policy. You see, the system, all the generals, the Democrats, the media, everybody else, has one American foreign policy. Go somewhere, assert your influence there, stay there forever. Donald Trump's foreign policy, much more in line with mine, I should say, is much different. Why are we there? What are we doing? Spending money, losing lives? Come home. It's time to bring people home. We don't need to be everywhere all the time. We don't need to be weak, but we don't need to be everywhere all the time. Maybe you disagree with that or not, but it's very much a shock to the system. So Donald Trump has been out there before the election saying our troops in Afghanistan are coming home by Christmas. They're coming home. They just simply have to come home. We've been there for 20 freaking years. Our troops have to come home. I'm not making this up, we have sons patrolling the same streets in Afghanistan their fathers patrolled before them. You know how sad that is? What an indictment on our foreign policy, on our generals, on our political leaders, on all of us. That is pathetic. Donald Trump says it's time to come home. Any reasonable person hears that and thinks, oh yeah, that's fine. Except for Donald Trump's Secretary of Defense, Mark Esper. He got fired. Quote, I'm pleased to announce that Christopher C. Miller, the highly respected director of the National Counterterrorism Center, unanimously confirmed by the Senate, will be acting Secretary of Defense effective immediately. Chris will do a great job. Mark Esper has been terminated. I would like to thank him for his service. Oof. Firing SecDef by tweet is extra, extra harsh, but we got word today what that was all about. We have sources all over the place saying Mark Esper, the big rift there, Mark Esper didn't want to leave Afghanistan. You see what I mean about the system? Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.